Today we are talking about work and politics. Two things that really don't go well together, apparently. I mean, this is what they say. So let's talk about it and you're gonna learn everything I discovered about it. You're gonna discover everything I learned as an HR, as an entrepreneur, but it's not really relevant in this way, but also as an employee. I'm gonna tell you everything so you don't get surprised. We all know it, but talking about politics at work is really a touchy topic. It's an interesting topic. I have to say I find this topic super interesting because politics rules everything. Politics rules economy, immigration, conservatism or not, law that can be too strict or not. This is so interesting. Also ecology. This is a topic that I find really essential, and it's not a topic among others. Politics rules social life. More or less. It rules the law in your country. It says if yes or no, you're going to be able to buy this or that, at which price. So interesting. But still, I highly not recommend you talking about this at work, especially when you first joined a company, you're a new person in the company, in the family, which is everything but a family. You have to protect your space and you have to protect your values, your ideas, and your possible re-employment possibilities, because once people know who you are voting for, they can totally go against you. They can ruin everything you worked for just for the sake of saying, well, I'm not employing someone who votes for that. Now, the funny thing about this is that sometimes your own managers are going to talk about politics with you. It was the case with me, with one of my managers, someone I was not really close to, and we had really different lives, so I don't know how this person could think we would vote for the same person. And there was an election and she was like, oh, of course I'm voting for this person. I want to tell it to you, but I hope you're going to vote for the right person. Wink. But let's be real. What is really hard in this is not to shut our mouths. No, this is not to talk too much with our friends among our colleagues, the people we feel close to who have the same age as us. Believe me, most of the time in a group, people don't vote for the same persons, because when you are a young woman, I don't know, living in this or that city, eating this or that, you are a completely different demographic group, than, I don't know, Jeremy, 50 years old, 3 children. You are so different from your colleagues in reality that it's actually quite rare to all vote for the same persons, not to want to criticize each other if we find out that this person is a Trumpster and this person is someone from Kamala's team, Anyway, now I'm French, so I don't vote for, US elections, but I know it can trigger a lot of people to discover who votes for who. This being said, I really want you to know that the smaller the company, the more likely you are to feel the political orientation of the so-called company. I mean it. When I first started to work, I started to work for big luxury groups, LVMH, I worked for Shiseido Group, I worked for Puig. In other words, all of the Dior, Burberry, stuff like that brands. And I never developed my working skills in small companies. I only discovered later on that, yes, when the company is human-sized, when it's, I don't know, a 10 to 50 persons company, you feel it. Even if they have apparently the obligation to stay neutral, most of them. They say, oh, we include everyone, no matter the political orientations you have, your gender, your sexual orientations, we don't discriminate. But in reality, if you don't vibe with them, they don't recruit you, and if they do, there might be some clash later on, especially if you're very vocal about what you think at work. And this is why I don't recommend you, saying out loud what you think, really, but I recommend you analyzing what is going on. I recommend you watching what is your boss or what are your managers liking on LinkedIn, because sometimes even on LinkedIn they are, following really, really bad politicians and cheering them up and saying, oh, you're so great, I appreciate you doing that, I appreciate you oppressing people, you forgetting about this important value we have to spread or whatever. No, they are going for the worst personalities. And this is something you need to know. You need to know if you work for someone who is deeply, in your opinion, bad. Because one day, maybe you will have the opportunity to escape the company. Maybe it's not a toxic company, but a company you're not super fulfilled in. And at this moment, I want you to consider everything you learned about your managers, everything you learned about their values, because this is part of their values, believe me. Just so you know, one of the last companies I was in was it looked like Versailles. I don't know how to say it. It was a company with Parisian decorations, really posh. The owner always said, we are near the Palais Garnier, near this opera. We are really posh. We are in a place of Paris that is really expensive. We are in an Haussmannian building, so you can't sit with us. When they were talking to even customers, it was so bizarre. But I have nothing against, French luxury, stuff like that. But it was really, really extreme in this company. And if I were completely clashing with that, it would have been a problem. So what I want you to know is you can talk about politics with people who later on become your friends, if they really are, but do it with people who are no longer in companies you want to work in. So please know that there are some colleagues who later on become your friends, or who you feel like you are already friends when you are in the same company. But I really advise you not to talk too in depth about politics with people you work with, even if they are super nice, Do it when you no longer work together, if you really want to, both of you. And also keep in mind that there is no right or wrong answer about politics. Some people, just because they are CEO or managers or whatever, think they have the monopoly of the truth. They know everything. Or they believe that one party is going to solve all of the problems, when in reality, I don't know you, but personally in politics, I love certain things of this or that party and certain things of this and that. I'm not someone you can, categorize in one case in reality. Be careful. Remember that people can repeat and transform what you think. Protect yourself and tell me what you think about this really interesting but touchy topic.